live from Lakewood Country Club. This is the 42nd KLPGA Championship. Thank you so much for joining us today as we bring you the exciting 42nd KLPGA Championship action, round one from the Lakewood Country Club. Mike Kim alongside with Jin Choi. And we're happy that you joined us. And what a weather we have here, Jin Choi.
Yes, 25 degrees Celsius. Not much of humidity, 20%. That's great. Very comfortable environment to play. Nice, good golf there. One of the issues that players have to deal with is that they haven't played a lot of competitive golf, so they have to get their mind into good playing mode.
Well, since the first round that was halted back in March, the Players' Championship, we have players back on the golf course in Korea with exciting action. Now let's take a look at the notable players.
Okay, Somi Lee, Seung-Hyun, and Jeongmin Lee are playing together at 11:50.
Yeah, well, they've already started off, and we have Ji-young Kim 2 and Bomi Lee hails from Japan Tour now, and the Rookie of the Year award winner, Ayeon Cho from last year, 1 under, and Jeongeun Lee 6, currently 1 over after 10th hole, and the defending champion, Jin Choi, 4 under.
And Daeyoung Lee is playing alongside with Park Seung-Hyun Park, used to be a #1 player.
All right, let's take a look at some early round action. Let's go to the 6th hole. And this is Jeongeun Lee 6, the defending champion of the U.S. Women's Open.
That was number 6.
Oh,
it's the middle of the cup.
A long birdie putt. Started off with a double bogey and a bogey at one time, 3 over, but dropped a shot there. This is Ayeon Cho, who really has some really good scores. Did a good job in Australia, and look at that.
Look at that great spin control there. A little tap in birdie there.
All right, after starting off with 2 bogeys, shaved off a stroke, and now look at this, defending champion Jin Choi, another long birdie putt.
You notice all the long putts are from the below the hole, so players are keeping the hole below is one of the key issue.
Absolutely right, Yun Shik, and again, Jin Choi didn't stop there. And an eagle putt there to quickly shave off 2 strokes, and just like that, she is back in the top 5. And on the 8th hole, she wasn't done.
I think this is where she hits the pin.
Take a look.
Ooh. Wow.
That could have
been a lot closer if that didn't hit the pin.
Absolutely.
Usually the second bounce is where ball spins the most.
But Jin Choi missing that golden opportunity to go 5 under and go for tie for the lead. Still a shot off the 2 pairs of players that are currently at 5 under, and this is Seung-Hyun Park for par. And uncharacteristic of Seung-Hyun. And again, a lot of players have not played in the competitive golf, and it's certainly showing a lot of rust.
It sure does. It's mostly short game that show more rust than the long game for the players.
All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard here. Sunwoo Bae and Ji-young Kim 2 finishing early at 5 under. And we have 4 players currently at 4 under, playing at a various level. And we have Lan Hong, who's been playing on the local tour for over 16 years, at 3 under par, still able to play very well.
And we have 2 under at Julie Kim.
And Ayeon Cho, the Rookie of the Year award winner from last year, at 1 under. And Jin Joo Hong, that name should be familiar with some of the LPGA fans. She had played on the LPGA Tour before playing on the local tour. There's another look at the Lakewood Country Club, and that is Jin Choi out of the rough on the 11th.
Okay, it looks like ball's a little below the feet, but she has to aim a little left of the target.
With about 240 yards left, I think she's decided to lay up and put herself in a good position. That's not the kind of result that she was looking for there. So she will have to negotiate that little bit of flyer coming out of that. With the pin position on the 11th hole very difficult. Again, Lakewood Country Club, the greens really goes from back of the green to front. You really have to keep that ball below the hole. A lot of players will be struggling to keep that ball below the hole. And Jeongeun Lee 6.
That was a good-looking swing.
Good looking swing, and she is starting to feel much more comfortable playing. And again, we'd like to remind all the viewers that this tournament is being played without any gallery. Now, can you imagine some of the fans who would have just loved to have an opportunity to watch these top players? Now, Bomi Lee, who's won 21 times on Japan Tour, the birdie putt, and has she done it?
Ooh.
Still looking for that first birdie of the day. Has to be frustrated.
Came so close.
And she will remain at 1 over. So after second hole bogey, lone bogey.
Bomi Lee has won 21 times in Japanese Ladies Tour, which gave her a permanent seed in Korean LPGA Tour.
Absolutely. And another player who's won 28 times on the Japan Tour, also gotten the lifetime exemption on the KLPGA Tour, is Seung-Hyun. Daeyeon Lee, bit of an issue with those pine trees getting in the way. Let's see what she can do here. She needs to get out of jail.
Okay, nice chip there, nice out.
Well, that is a very, very good shot, even though the ball may be going off the green a little bit. Now it comes back at the edge of the green and stays on the green, but I think she should be very happy with that result.
I know I would be. Now, some of the viewers at home should not actually hit a shot in the woods as much as they should be doing. It can be really dangerous time to time.
All right, this is Chaeyoung Park. Third shot on a par 5. Now with that very difficult pin position, she's going to have some trouble keeping that ball below the hole. Let's see what she does here. And as it expected, goes way over the green. The ball is rolling back a little bit. And still rolls back, but this is exactly what she's going to be faced with. Downhill, extremely fast.
Okay, Bomi Lee out of bunker on number 12. Okay, that's nicely out.
All right, she'll have that for a par to remain at 2 under. She had 2 birdies in the front 9, no bogeys. Now this Jin Choi. Try to lay up, but pulled it to the left side.
And spin.
And I think considering that she was downslope into the kind of the gully, that she did a good job by keeping the ball where she was able to finish it.
I agree. The landing point was pretty good. Just didn't spin as much as she would like the ball to be.
All right, Daeyeon Lee. Dynamite Daeyeon Lee on the 10th hole. So it'll be a par putt, so that the shot out of the tree line was a third shot. Oh, look at here.
Wow.
almost
Good
a
putt.
spectacular par putt. Well, she will drop a stroke here. That is one of the few times that we have actually seen her struggle as much as she has done today. She's currently the leader on the KLPGA Tour for Order of Merit, although they've only played a couple tournaments last year. All right, Diane still looking for that first birdie. Now, this is Jeongeun Lee 6, the defending champion of the U.S. Women's Open. Third shot. Good angle coming into the par 5 here at 11th hole.
Okay, she should be able to attack this hole from that position.
Yeah, just a beautiful, smooth swing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, may have gone a little too smooth. Unfortunate. Now, with that ball sitting there, this could be a very difficult putt coming up. What do you think here, Yunshik?
Yeah, it's going to be a little uphill. This shouldn't be an issue, but she needs to just be a little more aggressive going uphill putts.
All right, this is Jin Seung-Hyun, who is really not known for her short game or iron game, but boy, you need to watch her swing. When she has a driver in her hand, she can really hit that ball hard.
She can rip it.
All right, Seung-Hyun Park, the former #1 player in the world, has that downhill putt. What do you see here, Yunshik?
Okay, it's again downhill. It's going to be, I think she's aiming a little left of the cup. Okay, downhill putt with the left-right little slider.
Needs to get going here.
Okay, not bad. You know, that actually might have been a double breaker. It kind of started to the left and ball was coming back near the hole to the left.
Well, I got a feeling that some of these top players are definitely starting to feel a little more comfortable playing under the tournament condition. Despite having no gallery, they know that this is a major tournament. This is a very difficult conditions under the circumstance. A lot of people have put in an incredible amount of work to put this tournament together. And if you notice that on the ball, it's got 6. Well, Jeongeun Lee 6.
You know, Jeongeun is a very common name in Korea, so she is actually the 6th player to have the same name on KLPGA Tour.
Exactly. All right, par putt. No problem for Jin Choi to remain at 4 under. All right, two pairs of birdies and an eagle. Now, Jin Choi, defending champion, looking really good to defend their title. Chaeyoung Park, a very delicate birdie putt.
Okay.
Not
bad.
Not bad for a downhill putt that was a very sizable birdie putt. And she'll have that for par. Now let's go to Seung-Hyun Lee. Is that even par and a par 3, 12th hole, downhill.
It's playing slightly over 167 yards.
A bit of a abbreviated swing, and it almost looked like it was. She thought it might have gone in the bunker, but missed the green, but still have a pretty good chance for birdie putt.
Yeah, I'll say that's a good miss. She did come out of shot a little bit, losing the ball a little right.
All right, this is Jin Choi. He's a birdie right here. Get some momentum going.
Come on.
Oh,
Nice.
Excellent.
Wow, nice putt.
Well, last year she had some issues with her putting, and she really was trying to find that magic wand. She made some changes with her putters on a few occasions during the season, and finally, she has been able to drop a few shots and now gone 2 under.
Yeah, that was her 3rd straight birdie there.
Yeah, Bomi Lee. So smooth. 7-iron. May have pulled a little bit left.
All right, finding a safe spot on the green.
Bomi getting married over the winter time and has trained mostly. She go to Southern California in the Palm Springs area to train during the winter months. Now, Jeongeun Lee 6, shaking her head that well, she really would have liked to get that ball a little closer to the hole to get that birdie opportunity. But Jin Choi, she's sneaky long with that driver.
Okay, which is par 5.
All right, good drive right there.
Yeah, a little left side of the fairway, but it'll play nicely.
All right,
Yeah,
again.
she's very smooth long, I'll say.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's not a shortcoming in her part of the game that you really cannot find any fault in her part of the game at all.
I'm with you 100%. She's a all-around package.
A solid player. Seung-Hyun Park having a bit of an issue with her drive for the day, finding the fairway. And that looks like a pretty good swing there. But also missing the fairway, but near where Jin Choi is.
Yeah, Seung-Hyun Park, you know, that's one of her strong side of the game, driving the ball, and she can easily carry about 250, 260 yards in the air.
Well, let's have another look. Yun Shik, what do you think here?
Oh, that's good center pivoting there. Nice high top. I like how her shoulder turns fully with the hip turning about half as much. Good slot there, getting the weight left. Look how open she is on the left hip.
Really
And
clearing
look at the
her way,
shaft.
right?
See how it whips through? And finishing nice balance. I mean, amateur can learn from that swing, and they can swing hard. But if you lose balance swinging hard, you need to like gear down a little bit. Make sure you have a good balance hitting it, trying to hit it, you know, full speed.
Well, that's one of the reasons why she was the #1 ranked player in the world. Trying to get back, climb up into the top of the #1 spot. Current #1 player, Jeongeun, not in the field today, but we have some excellent players that are playing in this 42nd KLPGA Championship at Lakewood Country Club. Again, we're happy that you joined us today, and we have a birdie putt coming up currently on this par 3.
Mentioning there's no gallery spectators out there, you know, I wonder how odd it feels for the players to play a major event without galleries out there.
Yeah, it's got to be very difficult for them to get adjusted to that. But I think the players that are in this caliber, they need to focus. They need to really look at the course that they are faced with. And there's a birdie putt right here for Jeongeun Kim, and boy, runs it by a lot. And she is having some issues with the putting, the distance control.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Wow.
Yeah, I think they need to go back and look at and see whether they actually read that green. All right, Jin Seung-Hyun for a long birdie putt, currently 1 over. And runs away from her. And that could be a little difficult par putt. Not happy with that result. All right, Bomi Lee, still looking for that first birdie.
I noticed Bomi has a long, like mid-length putter, which she grips down quite a bit. And when players use that kind of putter, they have some kind of weight towards the end of the butt of the shaft to kind of balance the putter out. Otherwise, the putter head feels a little too much heavy.
Exactly, exactly. Now, if you saw the first putt, it was by Jeongeun Kim. She ran it by at least 10, 12 feet, and then Bomi Lee
putter.
had to have taken notice of that putt, but still wasn't able to keep that ball near the hole. This is Diane Lee, 3 over. And second shot, ball above her feet.
Yeah, that was a good swing. That was a good
And
swing.
I think she was just trying to keep somehow ball in the fairway, get that ball in the fairway and set herself up for a decent third shot.
Yeah, whenever you get out of position, it's the first thing you need to do is just get back in position to play.
Exactly. Need to go conservative, especially when you're not playing as well as you normally would be expecting.
Exactly.
All right, Jin Choi. Ball just slightly in the rough. Shouldn't be an issue. Again, if you take a look at her backswing, it just looks so solid.
And simple, I'll say. And on part threes, when they're laying off, they want to lay it off to the yardage that they like to take on their third shots. Okay, sounded just a little heavy.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the position that she wanted to be. I think she wanted
Yeah.
to hit it a little bit more to the right and come in the angle
You
like
know,
Jeongeun
that-
Lee 6 had done.
Right, that happens quite a bit because they're not into full swing mode, so they kind of easy up on it, and some of them tend to like pull their shots like that.
All right, Yejin Kim. Also tied for third along with Jin Choi. Birdie putt. Currently at 4 under. Again, you get a good perspective of how quick that putt is and also going downhill like that. And
Still
Jin Kim.
still moving.
That's the ball still moving.
Mike, do you notice how Korean players are leaving the pin in?
Yes.
Yeah, I see hardly anybody taking the pin out.
All right, it's Seung-Hyun Park. Let's see if she's able to keep that ball in the fairway.
I like that swing there.
And she's done a good job with that. May have liked to have that ball a little bit on the right side of the fairway to give her a better angle toward the hole. But all right, back to Yejin Kim.
Okay, should be a little slightly uphill. Oh.
And this is one of the problems for Lakewood Country Club. The players are just deathly afraid of hitting that ball solid, because if you hit it past, then you have a very difficult comebacker. Now, Bomi Lee needs to save this part to remain at 1 over. And that's been the story of Bomi. 2 bogeys and no birdies. It needs to get something going in the remaining holes. All right, Diane Lee, who laid off from a very difficult shot position. Talking it over with the caddy. Now, with that pin position, what are some of the things you have to do to keep that ball below the hole?
Well, you have actual yardage, and then there's a playing yardage that you want to hit. And with the caddy, they'll discuss how much of a height they want to put on to make sure they want the spin that they're looking at. Yeah, greens are playing really fast today.
Yeah, currently I think it's running at about almost 12. And with the downhill, that could also
it's
feel like almost 14 or even 15.
That's what I was thinking too.
All right, Diane Lee. Third shot. Currently 3 over.
Playing about 118.
Yards.
Oh, a little short.
And it is absolutely a mental mistake there.
That was actually a no spot there.
So she goes into a bunker, and we'll have a very difficult bunker shot. And Somi Lee on the 13th with the second shot, and looks at this. Beautiful shot. Will it go in?
Oh.
We'll have a tap-in birdie. Got to be happy with that result. Seung-Hyun getting ready now. Jin away. She'll go first. She must have seen Dayan Lee coming up way short.
Okay, about 88 yards.
Oh, what
Wow.
a beautiful shot that was.
That was a good shot.
And that's one of the reasons why Jin Choi is 4
Yeah.
under. And not only that, is one of the top players currently playing on the KLPGA Tour.
Yeah, just being able to spin like that, that's great.
Seung-Hyun.
Okay, another good one.
That is not a bad putt at all.
You know what players say? They say just keep giving themselves looks at birdie putts, and that's what they're doing.
All right, 12th hole, par 3, 153 meters going down. The bunker on the right and bunker on the left, but the pin currently tucked away on the right corner. A lot of players having issues, particularly even the long putt, trying to gauge the distance. We've seen Bomi Lee and Jeongeun Kim both missing not only a birdie putt, but also trying to save that difficult par putt coming
putts.
back.
Yes. Yeah, players are hitting down on the green.
And so far, it's only yielded 15 birdies, and look at those scores. 28 bogeys with 2 double bogeys to go along with that. So the player is having some tough time with this 12th hole par 3. And as Ayan Cho, one part of her game that we always know that she's had a good part was that she has a beautiful iron game.
She does, just like her name.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Well, you're absolutely right, Yunshik. Currently 2 under. She's decided to go with 6 iron.
Okay, it's playing a little just shy of 170 yards, but should be playing about 160 or so, playing downhill.
She may have lost it to the right side, and I don't know whether that's in the bunker or not.
You know, I thought that was a little too much club.
All right, Dayan Lee. That was an unforced error with only about 70 meters to the hole. On her 3rd shot, this will be a difficult bunker shot to see if we can get the distance and the control.
And needs to spin. Okay.
All right, well, she'll have that for a par, but it'd be a very difficult par putt going down the hill and running away from her.
Right. Yeah, she wanted
Remain
to.
at 3 under.
Exactly. She wanted to keep the ball a little below the hole.
All right, back on the 12th hole, par 3, Jeongeun Lee 6. Jeongeun, who holds the course record here at Lakewood Country Club. She shot 62. So low scores could definitely be had, but today, with a great course condition, the weather-wise, players just not able to get anything going because of the long layoff, and a lot of top players showing some rust.
Okay, playing with number 7 iron. I like how her swing plane looks. It's just staying on plane and back on plane, which makes her that much consistent.
Well, consistency is part of her game, and Jeongeun Lee 6. She'll have a difficult chip to save a par. And now this is Seung-Hyun par looking for that birdie. Oh, that looks like a very tentative putt going up the hill.
And in fact, it did look a little tentative. You know, I'm guessing standing that close, it's hard to release the club head coming through the ball. So I know she likes straight back, straight through. But some of the putts that she needs to hit is you still need to release the head of the putter.
Well, no doubt that she's going to be going back on the practice green after she gets done with her round today. And this is Seung-Hyun on for her birdie putt. she'll have that to remain at 2 under. Seung-Hyun, who's got 1 win on the KLPGA Tour.
All right, Jin Choi. Now looking at her Seung-Hyun Park's putt, she know what the line's gonna do, so she can be a little more comfy over the ball. Let's see what she can do here.
Looking for the 3rd birdie putt, birdie chance.
Oh.
And once again, even after watching Seung-Hyun Park's putt, it appears that the players are just not feeling comfortable standing over that putt. The Lakewood Country Club, although it doesn't have that rough up, well, this is the major tournament, especially when it comes to the green speed. And let's take a look at the leaderboard. Sunwoo Bae and Chaeyoung Kim, 2 at 5 under, currently top of the leaderboard, and Jin Choi and Yu Lin Hwang at 4 under, shot behind, and the rest of the players, a lot of players still chasing after the leaders. All right, Lan Hong, the veteran player from the KLPGA Tour, 3 under.
And Hyo Lin at 3 under as well.
All right, and we'll be back right after these messages. All right, we're back to the round one action of the 42nd KLPGA Championship from Lakewood Country Club, which is about 30 miles outside of northeast of Seoul. Although the players are playing without the benefit of the gallery, there's some great action to be seen here, and already we have two pairs of 67, 5 under, currently leading over the defending champion, Jin Choi, right here, currently 4 under par, playing along with the former number one player, Seung-Hyun Park. And this is the 12th hole, par 3. A lot of players having some difficulty keeping that ball close to the pin.
Okay,
and that looks like a really good shot.
Very nice.
And has she done a good shot? This got to be one of the closest tee shot that we've seen all day.
That is right. Remember how Jin Choi has a great spin control of her iron shots, and that's what makes her different.
All right, Bomi Lee once again runs away from her, and these greens just getting harder and harder. Now, the forecast for the Friday and Saturday, we might be getting a little bit of rain, and it definitely will help the players to keep that green a little softer. But boy, players having a lot of issues whenever they go in that little rough. The flyer will bite you. Now, Seung-Hyun. Now, what would be talking with her and her caddy?
Again, players will have their actual yardage and the yardage that they want to play, and the angle of approach, making the trajectory of the shot, and how soft they want to come in to the hole, and what area of the green they want to hit. And Seung-Hyun Park has a good high ball flight, so it should be advantage for her.
All right, Seung-Hyun Park still looking for that first birdie of the day. Now, she selected to go with 8 iron. When you compare Ayan Cho went with 6 iron on this hole. Got that distance. Oh, and she just comes up about a yard short. Otherwise, that ball would have released and go toward the hole.
That I agree. That was a good near miss. Some of the players who tend to play aggressive, they rather go with whenever it's like between clubs, meaning, it's either between 7 or 8. Aggressive players tend to lean towards the shorter club and swing harder. They can stay aggressive. They can be more, attacking the pin that way. Whereas some other players who has a smoother swing tend to go with one more club and make an easier, smoother swing. So it's a player's preference, basically.
All right, Diane Lee, who came in a #1 player on the KLPGA Tour when it came to par 3 play and comes up short. But Diane also having all kinds of difficulty to get her game going. So a lot of these top players showing some great rust in their play. Look at all these shots, and with the pin tucked right corner.
Yeah, you see a lot of balls a little past the pin. Hoping, playing a little downhill, a lot of the players are just attacking the pin.
Not long, but certainly has given all kinds of fits to the players, and it's only given up 15 birdies for the day. Might be the 16th birdie recorded by Jin Choi coming right up. Now, this is par 4, long par 4 on the 13th hole for Ayan Cho. 410 yards for 380 meters.
Nice.
On a very good shot.
When players just reach off the tee, they hit it good.
Yep. You have to be pretty happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Jeongeun Lee 6. Started off with a double bogey at the first hole, but has done a Good job in getting her game back, but then lost a few shots there. Currently 2 over, and will that ball
Stay up.
stay in? Oh, and rolls into the fairway bunker. Looking a little bit dejected. All right, this is Bomi Lee. That ball ran all the way across the green, into the rough. Difficult chip shot, and I think she's done a pretty good job there.
That's nicely played.
Nothing guaranteed there with that little putt, left to right putt, looks like. Bomi, 2 bogeys and no birdies for the day.
Okay, Seung-Hyun Park now playing a little uphill. Chip shot there.
And this is the kind of shot that she really needs to get it close or even make it to get her game started.
Okay, it's a little, with the ball on a uphill slope, it's easy to come up short. So make sure you have to get it there. What she does, nicely.
And that's a very good job for Seung-Hyun Park.
Yeah, from that kind of position, it's, you know, a lot of the amateurs go with their sand wedge or approach wedge, but it's actually easier with the pitching or 9-iron. Just give it a little pop and ball just keep on rolling.
This is Lee So-young.
Hit it.
Oh!
Nice putt.
Beautiful birdie putt there. With 4 birdies and 3 bogeys. Gets back into the red. And Diane coming out way short of her tee shot. If you remember what Bomi Lee did with that distance, she wasn't really able to keep that ball near the hole. Now, what do you see here, Gyun-sik?
It'll be, I know the fact that left side is higher, so she's going to have to play uphill, a little left-right putt. It shouldn't be that much. From that kind of distance, you're only thinking pacing the putt. Just get it there. Yeah, greens are rolling nice. Even
Well,
though
I'll
that was
tell
a
you
little
though.
uphill putt, it still kept on rolling.
And the ball looked like it was going to stop at least almost 15, 20 feet below the
up.
hole.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And still kept on going. That's how fast these greens are rolling.
So if you go past beyond the hole, you're kind of really hoping for the par at the best.
All right, Jeongeun Lee 6. In the fairway bunker with her second shot. Not sure whether the lie will give her a decent chance to get out of the jail there.
Okay, that lip shouldn't be that much of an issue as long as she keeps the face open, hitting through. She just needs nice, clean, crisp contact.
Well, she's not had any issues hitting the greens.
Oh, great shot.
And boy, what a shot that was. And this is the type of caliber play that we had expected out of Jeongeun Lee 6. Excellent chance for birdie to go 1 over. Just need to steady her ship. And now we'll have Ayan Cho. There's a little bit of that divot mark behind her. Now, does that kind of bother the players when they get ready?
You know, it does. You tend to lean a little more left as you make the backswing to make sure that you hit the ball first.
And that sounded really crisp.
Nice.
Oh, and a beautiful swing and beautiful result. Now the ball below the hole. She should have a good run at the birdie putt going up the hill.
That is right.
All right. Jin Choi, let's see if she can get the 16th birdie on the 12th hole for the day.
Okay, Jin has a cross grip. Yeah, that was early walk. And you know when players does that, you know they didn't hit that on the sweet spot.
As soon as she hit the ball, she knew she had missed it and started walking. And not the kind of walk that you would expect. Maybe that brisk walk to pick the ball out of the hole. And I think she's just having a little difficulty. Ooh, that ball almost came out.
I know. She missed a little
She
left.
almost pulled it too much to the left. And had to be kicking herself, missing a lot of birdie putts. But still maintaining that 4 under. Let's go to Seung-Hyun Park. This is try to save a par to remain at 2 over for the tournament. Still first round action, a lot of golf to be played. There's only the 12th hole. Seung-Hyun could get hot in a hurry. Condition absolutely perfect for low scores, but the green speed has given him all sorts of trouble.
Okay, that's well saved.
All right, so we can. Level par on the 15th hole, par 5. Third shot. Had a good result,
shot there.
too.
Nice.
Playing alongside with Jin Seung-Hyun. And this is Jin Choi. What kind of putt is Jin Choi looking at here?
It's actually a little uphill putt. If anything, ball should move a little right to left.
And look at that ball just keep going. And with the speed running at about 11 to 12, even with an uphill putt,
I know.
Players are being very tentative in pulling the trigger.
It does look very speedy.
All right, Jin Choi on the 13th hole, the long par 4.
Now, they're calling this number 13 hole history hole. I think a lot of the legends played here.
Exactly, and Jin Choi building her tradition and starting on that legendary career. Had a wonderful amateur career before turning professional a few years back. Jin, defending champion of the KLPGA tournament. Downhill long birdie putt. It appears to be Cheon Park. Taking a lot of time.
She moved left to right on her. Again, the issue is getting the right pace. That had a little hop along the way, but paced it beautifully. Nice putt.
Not bad. And that'll be for her putt, par putt. Remain at even par for the tournament. And now back to 13th hole, Seung-Hyun Park along with Jin Choi. And let's see what kind of distance she'll get out of this hole. Wow,
Nice.
Look at that. Look at the distance. She has just blown by Jin Choi's drive.
Yeah, like I was saying, she Seung-Hyun Park usually averages about 250, 260 up in the air, so she carries long distance.
And with that bit of a downhill, the fairway, I think she may have gone at least 280, maybe perhaps 290. And Jeongeun needs 6. Needs this birdie. Come on, Jeongeun, you can make this.
No, wow.
Well, that didn't seem like a really downhiller, but boy, she now has about a 4 or 5 footer coming back for a par. And this is So-Young Lee. For a second shot on the par 4, 14. Long second shot.
Get up.
It didn't seem like she had a really good contact.
No, yeah, that was a little weak to the right.
Cheon. Good par putt to remain at even par. Jeongeun, a real steady player.
She is.
All right, this is Jeong Kim. 2 over, also on the 14th hole, par 4.
Okay, finds the left side of the green and gets onto the fringe. I mean, today's first day, so there's no need for you to just go, kick yourself out of the tournament. You just have to play steady, be patient.
Jeongeun Lee 6. Just missing a golden opportunity for the birdie putt to go one over. But she remains at 2 over in the first round action, the 42nd KLPGA Championship. Now, Bomi Lee on the 14th. She's had no problem hitting the greens with 77% greens in regulation. Oh, and this is a great shot there.
Good shot. If it wasn't for the COVID-19 and no gallery issues, I'm sure she would have had some Japanese fans coming over from Japan and watching her.
Well, Bomi Lee is just immensely popular out of Japan, and making that transition over from Japan, from Korea, she has won 21 times, but more so, she has won so many hearts of the fans from Japan.
She did.
Yeah, and I think she has received a tremendous interest from the Japanese media. And this is Sohee Kim for birdie to get into the red number.
Come on. Okay. Well, she gave it a good roll at it.
Jin Choi, after missing that birdie putt, is now on the 14th hole. This is one of the longest holes. And for the girls, 380 meters, which is about 420 yards, got to be a very, very long distance.
It sure is. Plays lengthy, and it also plays a little uphill, too.
All right, Chaeyoung Park also playing with Jin Choi. How do you like her swing there, Chaeyoung Park?
Oh, very nice. I mean, she stays very much over the ball throughout the swing. Looks very smooth at the top, especially at the transition.
Well, she found the middle of the fairway with that. Now, Daeyeon Lee not having a good day. A sizable second shot at about 170 yards.
Okay, set.
And again, ball running away from the players. And that will be a very sizable birdie putt.
Even some of the good lies they're hitting at, they're still getting, good amount of bounce and kicks. So some of the parts of the greens are playing a little hard than they're assuming.
Well, we mentioned earlier in the telecast that the green speed is running at about almost 11, 12.
Stem-mitter.
Stem-mitter. Jin Choi, 4 under, giving herself a really good chance to go below 5 under, and right there, the ball running away from her a little bit, going down the hill, but still. And this is almost similar to the position where Jin Choi was for her birdie putt. Back on the 14th tee, Jeongeun Lee 6 for her tee shot.
Now, if I may explain about the history holes starting at 13, there are 11 players, and all those 11 players who won 20 to 31 times on KLPGA Tour. And all the photos of them are there through 13 through, I think it's 18. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. But yeah, I definitely see a lot of the photos of legends who play this game.
And Seung-Hyun Park, again, it just seems like she's really not herself. It appears that she is having some issues, and I can't really pinpoint exactly where she's having some issues, but she's favoring some of the areas. All right, once again, the leaderboard, Sunwoo Bae and Chaeyoung Kim too, who finished earlier at 500, currently tied for the lead. And Jin Choi, ever lurking to try to climb into the top of the leaderboard, along with Sunwoo and Chaeyoung. Claire is at 3 under. And we'll be back after these messages.
흰 방향으로 네. 그렇죠. 나이스.
All right, we're back to Lakewood Country Club, the round one action of the 42nd KLPGA Championship. We're coming to you live from Lakewood Country Club, about 30 miles northeast of Seoul, Korea. And we are catching up with Jin Choi on this very difficult 14th hole, the second shot out of the rough. A bit of an uphill shot. Usually, what are some of the things that Hyun will have to watch out for here?
Well, there's bunker that she needs to avoid right and left. Hitting from 132 yards. You see how a ball took off on it? It's still the spin control that she has to really consider the fact that she needs to spin the ball better out of the rough. And this is like two-tier green.
All right, let's see if defending champion of the U.S. Women's Open, Jeongeun Lee 6, can do a little better job in controlling the distance out of the rough. And this will be her second shot.
Okay, still running off.
Boy, these greens are becoming very, very hard and extremely difficult to try to control. Look at that ball rolling back here, Yoon-sik.
Yeah, it is. I mean, some of the early rounds at 5 under par are great scores. I mean, it's very unpredictable how ball's going to bounce.
And it's springtime in Korea. The wind does kick up in the afternoon, and that might also cause some issues for the players. Now this is Jin Choi for a birdie.
Okay.
And came up much shorter than Hyun Cho.
She had a little bit of tear that she had to deal with.
All right, this is Seung-Hyun for a third shot on the 15th, par 5. Looks like she's made a good contact, needs to negotiate over that water hazard, and has done a good job.
That is a good shot.
And in the position to go 3 under, a veteran player on the KLPGA Tour. Now, back to Seung-Hyun Park on the 13th. Will this be the first birdie putt that she'll be able to drop?
It's not going to be easy. A little slider. Sit. Ooh.
Oh, and just hits the ball and comes out. Just cruel.
That was good putt. Just had a little too much pace on it.
Absolutely. Somi Lee just quietly steadying the ship at 2 under par. And looks like she's made a good contact.
And spin. Nice.
Oh, absolutely beautiful shot there for Somi Lee.
I love to see that second bounce spin.
At 2 under par. She is looking really good to drop that birdie putt to go 3 under. Now, Hyun is taking that long backswing.
Ooh, it has to take that hill.
Has she done it? Has she done it?
It's going to roll.
And done a marvelous job. What a shot that was. And that ball's still going toward the hole. Will it go in the hole?
She's got a chance.
And just tantalizingly coming up
you know what?
about a foot short.
That came really close to being a really being short of the hole. I mean, that was really risky.
But it was almost a la Tiger Woods' long lob shot. But boy, she took a huge backswing off the green, and that might have been the only shot that she may have had.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see that again.
Look how much time the Jin Choi is taking, even on an uphill par putt, about a 2.5 footer. I just like the way she really just plays within herself. And this is Seung-Hyun, also quietly at 2 under and in top 10, and misses it just to the right, and that gotta help. The birdie putt coming up by Sohee Kim. Now this is Seung-Hyun. Ball hit the hole and popped out. And again, if you notice that, Yoon-sik, a lot of these players taking an unbelievable amount of time.
Quite a bit of time
make
over
that,
short putts.
Short putts.
I mean, that's what happens when it gets a little windy and rolls really fast like that.
So with the wind, Yoon-sik, does that make the green faster for the players?
It does. If it dries out, it picks up more speed. And wind is howling a little more. You're going to have to play the wind as well. And especially when ball slows down near the hole. It actually moves the ball a little bit back and forth.
Well, that has to be just a golden opportunity gone by the wayside for Seung-Hyun Lee. Now, she saw that Seung-Hyun missed it just a little bit to the right side, so she tried to hit a little hard to the left side, and as a result, she missed the putt.
On high side. So you just have to stick to your game plan and play your game.
Exactly. We'll have another look at the 14th hole, par 4, 385 meters. Water on the left really doesn't come into play. A lot of players would like to land that ball somewhere around 130, 140 yards for the second shot.
Exactly. It's going to play a little uphill, and that water on the left definitely comes in play. And that water right and the woods right is going to make the hole a little more difficult.
Players not having the issue with those bunkers on the left, front left and the right side, but boy, with that nasty pin position tucked on the right front, the left front, the players having really difficult time unless they keep that ball in the fairway to keep that ball below the hole.
Exactly. It's a two-tier green, so you want to stay on the front part of the green if possible.
Jin Choi, solid looking tee shot. And fairway also getting firm as well, giving some good roll, and Jin finds the right side of the fairway. And again, with these top players, Seung-Hyun Park, Jin Choi, and Daeyeon Lee, you look around and there's no gallery there, but it's all for the safety of the fans, players, and caddies and the staff. I'm sure the players miss playing in front of the thousands of gallery. But for now, we'll have to catch the action on television. We're hoping that you'll continue to stay with us. Beautiful tee shot by Seung-Hyun Park.
Okay. Nice. She did hung back just a little bit, which makes the ball go a little left.
All right, Bomi Lee on the 15th par 5. This has to be the hole that she needs to find that first birdie of the day, but I don't think she's going to be able to do that with that pull third shot.
Okay, 15 is the last of the history holes, and you're looking at 11 players who has won between 22, 31 wins.
All right, Daeyeon Choi. Par 5, this is the hole that she really needs to take advantage with her distance off the tee. A good look at her tee shot. Coming down the right side and stays on it.
That'll play just fine.
And this is a hole that you really can't get on into. I mean, you have a water hazard that is so big in front of the green that people will lay up, but you really have to keep yourself and leave yourself a good third shot.
That's right.
And Jeongeun Lee 6.
I'm sure she wants to get one back here on this 15th par 5.
Yeah, this is a hole that everybody needs to take advantage. And she's gone a little bit to the left, but shouldn't be an issue. All right, this is Seung-Hyun Lee for her third shot, playing along with Bomi Lee. She has a good iron game. And she does leave it below the hole.
That's a great shot there.
She will have a golden opportunity for another birdie to go 2 under for the tournament.
She had that nice abbreviated follow through. And you don't see too many of that short abbreviated follow through from a lot of the Korean lady players.
Jaehyun Park
Okay, that's a good swing.
really stays within herself with her swing. Not too long, but sneaky long at times and certainly had hit past Jeongeun Lee's 6.
You know, most of the players, I should say, they don't, even though they have a full loaded power, they don't use all of it. They go at least 70, anywhere from 70 to 85% of their power to control the shots rather than, you know, overpower the shots.
Diane Lee, once again, in the rough, and trees getting in the way of her for her second shot. And just struggling for the day. And you get one of those days when you're a professional. A lot of those things don't go your way and really need to dust up that tournament rust. And Seung-Hyun Park is also a 2 over par, not having a good day, but.
Okay, looking good. Okay, just came up a little short.
And this is one of the issues I think the players trying so hard to keep that ball below the hole sometimes comes up way short. We talked about that in the earlier telecast.
We did. Remember how Ian Cho played that long, sneaky lob shots and barely trickled down to the hole? I mean, some of the shots like that, it's, you know, you don't play that much of a height on those short shots unless you have to. And Ian Cho actually had to come up with that shot.
I'm just amazed that not only Ian Cho decided to go with that shot, but was able to pull it off under the tournament condition. And I got to say that has to be the shot of the day so far, and I have to nominate that as a shot of the day.
It did take some guts to pull that off.
Oh,
nice
look at
shot.
here.
Wow.
Jin Choi looking at another birdie opportunity to join Sunu Bae and the top of the leaderboard. Sunu teeing off early today. An unprecedented number of players that have entered this tournament with 150 players. Started off with the tee time at 6:20. Now let's take a look at the early round action by Seung-Hyun Park. And again, one of the things that we have noticed is that Seung-Hyun Park just not able to calibrate her distance control with the birdie putts. And look at here, now they're missing that for par save, par putt.
Yeah, you don't see too many of those putts from Seung-Hyun Park.
And you mentioned that she might be standing a little bit too close to the ball. And again, she's looking back and say, wait a minute, what's going on with my putting stroke here?
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is think about your stroke when you're competing at that level.
Seung-Hyun just not feeling comfortable.
Now, a couple of things that we have a moment. I'd like to mention the slogan of this tournament is COVID-19, Fighting Korea. It's to boost the players, and also the payout format system is for the first time every player will get paid, no matter where they finished.
Yeah, and I think what they've done is that they've adopted the made the cut but did not finish, which had one time was practiced by the PGA Tour after making the 36-hole cut, and they continue to play on, and some of the players will not play into the final round, and that's exactly what is happening here. Of the 150 players, I believe the 110 players will be allowed to continue to play into the third round action, and they'll have another cut. And this is Bomi Lee off the green, and just gets by.
Sure had a good chance at it.
All right, Jeongeun Lee. Try to leave herself a good distance for her third shot, the distance that she may like for approach shot onto the green.
Okay, there's position B. Nicely done.
Jeongeun Lee has been back in Korea, as a lot of the players from the JLPGA as well as the LPGA Tour. And it appears that Seung-Hyun Park might be trying to get there in two. That might be one of the first times that we've seen the player going for it in two. And Dayan Lee, once again, in the bunker.
Okay, needs to release. All right, not bad.
And unless she saves that par putt, she's in the danger of dropping another shot to go 5 over and in the bottom of the pack, and may have to start worrying about playing into the weekends. And Seung-Hyun Lee has got to be disappointed with that result. Now, Seung-Hyun Park. Birdie putt.
It should be uphill putt. Let's see if she can get it there. Okay. Left it just a little short.
Short par putt for Bomi to remain at 2 over. And Dayan needs all the help she can get. She has got to save this putt for par to remain at 4 over. And she needs to have a really good day tomorrow to shave off some strokes to make it into the weekend play. Oh, and she has finally done that.
Nice putt. That's a good Sandy there.
All right, this is Chaeyoung Park looking to get there in 2. All right, 215 meters to the hole, and it is.
That was from about 240 yards.
And she has hit the green and is going off the back of the green.
Good hit.
My goodness.
Impressive.
Very impressive. As I said, she's sneaky long and has decided that might have been the wind might be downwind and given her a bit of a confidence to be able to go after that green. Now, Jin Choi, this is a golden opportunity to.
Now it's about due time for her.
5 under.
She needs to make one now. Oh my goodness.
No. Jin. Again, another opportunity gone by the wayside. Her stroke looks really good, but the issue may have been that she's not able to read the break properly.
If not, she's just hit it through the break. You know, some days you think it's going to break, but it just kept on going.
Well, Lakewood Country Club showing a bit of a teeth on the green. Players are very, very tentative. Seung-Hyun Park spending enormous time over that short par putt. She may have remembered that she missed that par putt of that distance earlier in the front 9. So former number 1 Seung-Hyun Park has to be disappointed with that result so far. And Jin also missing a birdie putt, all within side of the 15 feet. At least 5 birdie putts within the 15 feet. And she'll remain at 4 under for the tournament. So after Chaeyoung Park gone for in 2, the other players laid up, and Jeongeun Lee 6 has about 110 yards to the pin.
Okay, she's looking at it. That's usually a good sign. Okay.
All right, we've not seen the third shot ending up on that right side of the green.
which gives them the better angle for the putt. Little uphill putts.
All right, this is Seung-Hyun Cho.
Now let's see how Iron stays aggressive or not. About the same distance, about 110 yards.
Nice smooth swing by Seung-Hyun Cho.
Oh,
And almost went in at a
wow.
slam dunk.
Wow.
Well, I tell you, she has nominated herself not only for a shot of the day.
From those distance, I will be not surprised if she's thinking about making those shots. You know what I mean?
Another
Like
look
shots
from
like that.
the crane from the top. Look at this.
Look where that
And,
hits.
oh my
Ooh.
goodness. One bounce and she could have gone in.
Easily.
But I think she has already registered herself to go 3 under and only 2 shots off the lead. Chasing the leader. And the 15th hole, we'll have another look. It's the par 5, 498 meters, about a 550 yards downhill. Bunker on the left might come into play if you pull a little bit.
Now, because it's downhill, players can actually reach up to that bunker on the left. So if they still a little right of it, it's a good place to be.
It's still amazing that Jeongeun Park has decided to go for that green in 2 in regulation, and she went off the back of the green, but has given herself a really good chance for a birdie. Now look at it here. Huge water hazard in front of the green. And the pins sitting backside, which will give them an opportunity to be aggressive. And Diane Lee needs to pick up a birdie right here. Oh my Lord. And that is not where she wanted to be. She is finding a lot of trees. And when you consider that the fairways are so wide open, it's just so uncharacteristic of her to miss it that far to the right.
Even that swing, she didn't get her lower body clear on the left side. She kind of got a little stuck and pushed the ball to the right.
Look at here, So-Mi Lee.
Great shot there.
Another shot similar to Seung-Hyun Cho. Also trying to hold that shot. So the girls starting to get comfortable in this tournament condition. One shot out of the lead, defending champion, Jin Choi.
Okay. Good swing, little left, and finds the bunker on the left.
Not the kind of shot that she had imagined.
Right.
I don't know whether she was actually trying to hit as hard as she can to maybe perhaps do something what Jeongeun Park did to try to go for it in 2 with the wind down. But she will definitely have to lay up there with a huge water hazard in front of the green. Let's see what Seung-Hyun Park will do in this hole, Jin-Shik.
She'll definitely aim further right. Because Seung-Hyun has longer carry, for sure.
Sounded really good.
It's looking pretty good,
will it
too.
find the fairway?
All right.
Not bad, not bad. And I think she will have some really thoughts going through to whether she will try to go for it in 2. I think the ball's sitting up a little bit for her. Just Jeongeun Lee 6.
Okay, she's looking at a putt. It's a good looking birdie putt there. I think it's going to move a little right to left, which it does. Oh! I mean, she's hitting good putts. They're just not going in.
It appears that she may have hit it just a little bit too hard and may have hit it through the brakes. And Seung-Hyun this is for birdie.
And there's one.
Drops it nicely at 3 under par. Now all of a sudden, after playing 16th hole, playing with an opportunity to drop a couple more shots on 17-18.
Okay, he won that for birdie.
All right. So we're
right.
seeing back-to-back birdie from the two of the players that we've seen. He won Na and finished her round with the birdie on the last hole. Got to feel good about that. And now this is a shot by none other than the player almost slam dunked it, So-Mi Lee.
Okay, nice birdie.
Nice birdie. 3 under par. Tied with Seung-Hyun.
So So-Mi Lee moves into top 10.
All right, Jeongeun Lee 6. This is for par. Remain at 2 over for the tournament.
Should be a little disappointing par for Jeongeun Lee.
Her game is really not that flashy, but one thing she is able to do is always able to play within herself. Got good, solid games on every part. And Ayun Cho, this will put her tied for 6th place. Done nicely, and still has 3 holes left to shave off a couple more strokes. All right, Diane Lee out of the rough. Need to leave herself a good distance for her 3rd shot.
Okay. I think we lost it, but I think she's okay. It was anything but a little left.
Well, when you have this kind of issues, particularly having a bad day like Diane Lee has, and you have about 3 or 4 holes left, what goes into the player's mind?
I mean, you know, you want to think a little less and just try to put to a lower gear so you can play a little less aggressive, play a little in a safe mode playing. Just keep on hitting the fairways and greens and 2-putt and just get out of there.
Well, speaking of hitting the green, that's So-Mi Lee after wonderful birdie putt. She has given herself another birdie putt opportunity on the 17th hole. Now, Seung-Hyun, she has an iron in her hand, so it looks like she will not be going for it in 2. She'll be laying up. And that might be a kind of a unfamiliar territory for Seung-Hyun to lay up on a par 5.
I know what you mean.
All right, this is Seung-Hyun, who also had a nice birdie putt to go 3 under for the day. It's the 17th hole, not a long hole, but the most important thing is to keep that ball below the hole. And
Nice shot.
And she has done a great job there.
Nice.
So both Seung-Hyun and So-Mi Lee. Our defending champion, Jin. She's not taking any chances out of the fairway bunker. And next to Seung-Hyun Park.
That's well done. That's nice out there.
So Jin Choi, she is just playing so well, and she's not in any way intimidated by Seung-Hyun Park's play. Ayun Cho, 3 under. After that birdie putt on the 15th, it's gone 3 under. Wow. Just a beautiful swing.
It is.
And she was almost flirting with danger on the right side of the bunker, but got a good bounce, gone back into the fairway, and brought some smile on her face. Again, it just seems so unfamiliar to have these top players play without any gallery, of course, because the COVID-19 for the safety issues and health issues. This tournament is being played without the benefit of the gallery. The players showing some really good plays, particularly out of Jin Choi and Ayan Cho.
Okay, another good one. Yeah, I'm sure all of 150 players are so grateful actually that they're playing out here.
All right, Chaeyoung Park also had a birdie on the 15th hole after going forward in 2. Look at that swing.
Nice.
She has her own kind of a unique swing, but still able to maintain her balance. And boy, she has really hit a good tee shot on the right side.
She did. Nice and smooth. Reminds me O'Neill's swing somewhat.
All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Oh, Seung-Hyun, the rookie, teed off on the back 9, and it's 5 under. So we have 3 players in the top of the leaderboard, and Jin Choi ever so lurking at 4 under. All right, we'll be back after these messages. And we're back to Lakewood Country Club, the 42nd KLPGA Championship, the round one action here. What a beautiful day we have. But the players having some trouble, particularly with the fast and firm greens. And this is Jeongeun Lee 6. Jeongeun Lee 6.
Well, gauging the wind, deciding where to hit and how far she's going to hit. Okay, playing just over 90 yards. Nice. Look
And
at
this
that.
might be one of the
better
better
shot there.
shots that we've seen out of Jeongeun Lee 6. All right, defending champion Jin Choi for her third shot on this par 5 15th hole. Looking for that elusive birdie putt. And cannot be happy with that result there.
Yeah, I know, just a little bit of pull there. And she's actually going back and look at the direction of the divot that she took.
All right, Chae-Yun playing along with Jeongeun Lee 6, and that's not a really good shot.
Yeah,
and she knew it.
You're gonna have to come in higher than that. Greens being not that receptive, you're gonna have to hit a high, soft shots.
Hyun Cho had that beautiful birdie putt on the 15th hole. And it's probably gone the longest out of the three.
Well, let's see how aggressive she stays. She'll probably again take a dead aim at it.
That looks like a really
Look
good
at that.
shot, and she has.
Wow. That's
Oh, my.
That's two in a row.
And aggressive she did. So she will go 4 under after making that short birdie putt. And Seung-Hyun Park needs to get something going right here.
See, she's not giving herself good birdie putts. I mean, she's leaving her somewhere between 15-footer or further for her birdie putts.
All right, Bomi Lee on the 17th hole. Selected the 8-iron. That looks like a pretty good tee shot right there.
Okay, little long, little right, not bad.
That seems like a rather conservative play with the pin tucked to the left side, and she went for the middle of the.
I mean, she's
center of the green.
as you know, she's a veteran, so she knows how to play smart.
All right, Hyun Cho quickly taps in for that birdie putt to go 4 under.
Exactly, back-to-back tap-in birdie putts.
So after starting off with 2 bogeys in the first 5 holes, she has garnered 6 birdie putts and 6 birdies. So she is now all of a sudden 4 under, tied with Jin Choi for. And Jin would like to get out of that 4 under category, but boy.
Another near miss.
Another near miss, that is. This is Chae-Yun Park. A bit of an unforced error on her part in the second shot to put herself in that long birdie putt range.
Okay, that's good first putt.
So she will remain at 1 over par. And Seung-Hyun Park got to get this birdie right here.
Give it a good chance. She must be getting really aggravated by those near miss putts. But something doesn't look very comfortable with the putt.
And I think she feels awfully uncomfortable playing in under the tournament condition after such a long layoff.
That too. Okay, that's a good birdie putt there.
This might be the first birdie putt that we have seen that she has dropped.
I
After
think she had
just
two
a,
birdies in the front nine after double on number one.
All right, this is Diane Lee. Come on. Boy, it's almost like we were hoping that she would make that putt to at least walk away with some positive thoughts on this first round action. There's somebody who could really use a birdie. Is Bomi Lee right here. Still looking for that first birdie of the day.
It tried.
Boy, sometimes these birdies come in bunch. Sometimes you just cannot buy a putt.
Yep.
And Bomi, once again, walks away empty-handed. Oh, look at here.
What happened? Wow.
And this is one of the reasons why the players today have taken enormous amount of time for those short par putts. And now she has a comebacker that's twice as long as her par putt. And this is Jeongeun Kim 2. Birdie putt. Missing on the right side. Now this is a bogey putt for Haejin.
Oh my goodness.
Is this a disaster?
That's a 4 putt there.
Oh my, and it's still not in.
That's a 4 putt double bogey on par 5.
I don't think I've ever seen Jin Choi 4 putt in all the times that I've watched the KLPGA tournaments. It's the first time for everything, but boy, couldn't have come at a worst possible time on a par 5 that has yielded a lot of birdies.
That was surprising.
And that has to hurt. After missing so many birdie putts, Haejin making a mental mistake there and 4 putted the 15th hole par 5 to drop 2 shots.
Yeah, you know, I don't see any faults or anything that stands out that as far as her putting stroke goes, but that 4 putt is took me by surprise.
Well, I think after missing so many of those birdie putts, the frustration must have set in with her. But more so, I'm just absolutely taken back by how she came up with the 4 putt double bogey there. That is just almost uncharacteristic. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think we'll ever see that happen again out of Haejin.
I know what you mean.
Bomi. Par putt to stay at 2 under. And needs to save this par.
That's a good putt there.
Good stroke there. Well, that would have been a devastating result had she 3 putted for a bogey to drop down to 3 over. Seung-Hyun, do you think she'll hit this drive hard?
She probably wants to. Okay, that's nicely done.
A short par 4, 16th hole, but boy, players standing over that tee shot a long time with the water hazard on the right side. And Diane Lee, there's not one part of her game that has been working, either putting, bunker shots, irons, drives.
Yes, you know, as a player, you'll have days like that. It's how it comes down to how well you stay patient on those bad days. Okay. Again, even that swing looked okay, but I think she stays behind on the right side too much. She needs to get off on the right side and get to the left side better.
Well, it just seems like she lost a lot of confidence. So that didn't seem like a really confident swing from what we can tell right here. But confidence is something that Ian Cho is having no problem whatsoever with the back-to-back birdie on the 15th and 16th hole.
Yeah, those are tap-in birdies, by the way.
Tap-in birdies are always nice to have to go 4 under for the tournament. Only shot out of the lead, and Ian Cho on the 17th hole.
Yeah, I will not be surprised if she goes at it again.
Another beautiful swing, but looks like she may have. No, not bad. That's not really a bad result. I think she probably didn't make a good contact.
Yeah, that wasn't a good contact at all. Not a bad miss, just a little short. You know, before the shot, you can guess how far to hit, but as standing over the shot, you have to commit that how far you're gonna hit and you wanna hit and go for it.
Now, with the day getting longer and the greens getting firmer, what are some of the things you have to watch out for, especially when your game is not going well and you're getting a little tired?
I mean, if you were to miss the green, you have to find the right side to miss the green, so you won't take any big numbers. You know, being conservative is okay, but you want to find the good place to miss so that you can just save up your pars.
All right, Jeongeun Lee 6. Bit disappointed with her result. Diane Lee would love to get a couple birdies on these last 3 holes and still walk away with a 2 over par. That got to be a moral victory for her.
Okay.
Right there.
That's good positive sign there. Hit it a little past the hole.
And that might have been the closest she's ever been to the pin and given herself a decent birdie opportunity. Has not had much to say about her game today, hasn't she?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Again, it's, you know, it's best thing to do at that situation is just stick to your plans and just go through your routines.
I had Jin Choi after that disastrous 4-putt on the 15th hole, par 5.
Okay, release.
And
Nice.
good release. Nice.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Again, I think she controls the ball, and spin control is what makes her different.
And I think she is an absolute musician in terms of being able to manage exactly just how far she needs to hit and also the roll that she's going to get off her shot.
Exactly. Okay, about 80 yards. Going for the pin. There you go.
All right, inside of head Jin, and that one checked up nicely, but still went past the hole, and might have been the first time we've seen a little bit of smile out of her face.
That's right.
Former #1 player, Seung-Hyun Park.
Seung-Hyun Park is actually the highest ranked player playing at this event, so that can be somewhat pressure as well.
A lot of spotlight on her, and another look at Ian Cho on the 15th hole, par 5. One hop, and that almost went in. So she got her game started there again in the back 9.
And again, look at that. Whew.
Almost an eagle right there. Missed it by an inch or so to the right side of the hole.
And this was number 16. Going right at it again. Look at that.
It's just amazing that how much spin that she's able to put on. And really,
I mean, both shots were so close, right on line.
yeah, not only the distance control, but also the just the ball direction. Now, we have 3 players tied for first place. Seung-Hyun, a rookie out of Jeju Island. She has this birdie
Speaking of
putt.
rookie, last year's Rookie of the Year, Ian Cho, looking at uphill
Absolutely.
putt. Maybe. Okay,
Oh.
good putt.
Well, Ian, who had an excellent opportunity to win a few times down in Australia for the Australian Women's Open and also the ladies tournament, but faltered in the back nine and just wasn't able to withstand the pressure, but she is really doing well. Now let's take a look at the rookie, Seung-Hyun. Another birdie opportunity on the 9th hole, which will be her 18th hole. Teed off the 10th hole.
You know, you mentioned that Seung-Hyun is from Jeju Island. Something about Jeju Island. There's a good player that we've seen come through from Jeju Island. Name a few. Y Yang is one of them, and Sung
Absolutely.
Jae Im is also from Jeju.
That's right, and Seung-Hyun Kang also playing on the PGA Tour. He is also from the Jeju
Jeju.
Island. So set in.
She's showing some good form.
All right, needs to clean this up for a par putt to remain at 5 under and tie for the lead and be the overnight leader, and she will.
And that is good round.
What a round she had. 6 birdies, 1 bogey. Done a very good job. And that's got to be a real exciting finish for her in the first round action of the 42nd KLPGA Championship. And she needs
And
this, and she did.
Nice birdie there.
Boy, she waited all day for this birdie putt. So she waited about 3.5 hours after teeing off from the first hole to finally get that birdie. Love to see another birdie putt out of Jeongeun Lee 6 right here. Has she done it?
Came close. Oh, it's a good putt. I mean, sometimes you just have to put a good stroke on it and just wait for your birdies. Birdie's something, it's just something that you just can't push it to happen.
Well, Jeongeun Lee 6, you know, she's won a number of times, not only on the KLPGA Tour, but also the U.S. Women's Open. A bit of a seasoned veteran. And
She
Jin
is.
Choi.
Nice putt.
Oh, what a way to come back after that disastrous 4-putt double bogey. Gets a birdie and gets right back to 3 under.
That is good bounce back. You know, besides Seung-Hyun Park being the top-ranked player, you know, the players are thinking that Hyejin Park is the player to beat. I mean, she won 5 times last year. She has all-around game.
Bomi Kwok, 2 over. Look at
Good
here.
shot there.
Nicely done. Keeps it below the hole. Good directions.
And still posing her finish.
Still posing. Likes that shot. Might be thinking that ball is much closer than where it ended up. Again, if you notice that all the players are just taking an
Extra
incredible
cautious.
amount of time
I don't blame them, though.
for those short putts.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, Seung-Hyun, come on now. You can make this putt.
That's it. Nice.
Oh, finally. Finally. So she's
right,
finally
come
showing
on.
a little bit of smile that we know that she has. First birdie of the day. All right, Seung-Hyun, 5 over on the 15th hole coming in. And look,
Good shot there.
inside of the 3rd shot.
Yeah, it almost hit that ball.
right, it's a snack time. It's getting kind of late. A lot of these players probably came early, at least a couple hours before, to practice, go through all the procedures for safety measures. Beautiful rhythm right there, but
Good shot. Just a
not
little
a bad
left.
shot, a little bit to the left. That seems to be like the sort of the favorite spots where the players are leaving their third shot. All right, Seung-Hyun. After notching her first birdie of the day, let's see what she could do. Will she go aggressive on this one, Yun-Shik?
I would. You know, when birdies come, they come in packs. So why not? It's not too far. Playing about 145.
Par 3, 17th hole. Seung-Hyun Park.
Okay, a little left of the pin, right of the pin, I'm sorry. Good shot. Good shot.
And that's a good shot, and she will be looking at about a 20-footer. Oh,
Whoa.
So-Mi Lee.
Again, that was good putt, just a little too much pace.
Missing that par putt.
Yeah, keep missing those short putts are, you know, taking a lot of toll from mentally from players' mind.
All right, Diane Lee. Finally got a birdie on the 16th hole, like Seung-Hyun.
Okay, that was 9-iron again.
That's
Yeah,
a pull.
yeah, just a little pull, a little long.
So-Mi Lee. So that was actually a birdie putt that she missed. So she finished at 3 under, only 2 shots out of the lead. All right, head Jin. After a 4 putt on the 15th hole, comes right back on the 16th hole to get a shot back. And she is at 3 under par and would love to get a birdie on 17th. And might even get a birdie on the 18th to finish the tie for the lead. 9-iron.
Looking good.
That released a little bit at the end.
You know, now that I think that last number 16, all 3 players had birdie.
Yes, it certainly was the case. And all right, Hyun Cho, only a shot out of the lead, tie for 4th. Would love to join that group of 3.
A shot off the lead. Now, the last hole, shot off the lead. What do you do? I think she's going to stay aggressive.
Now, one thing that I've noticed is that she's using a fairway wood. Yun-Shik, what's going through her mind in not selecting the driver on this hole?
Well, you can still be aggressive, positioning yourself off the tee.
Now she lets her hand go. Oh, and she
Good
gets
kick.
a favorable kick.
Good kick. Good
comes
kick.
back into the rough, and she will have no problem with her second shot.
Whenever players let go of the club, that usually means ball's going left. But she did got a good kick off of the tree.
All right, let's go take a look at the leaderboard again. Once again, the Sun Bae, who finished early along with Jeongeun and the rookie Seung-Hyun at 5 under par. 3 players at top of the leaderboard. A lot of players, at least 14 players, or at least a shot or 2 behind the leader. And we'll be back after these messages.
Okay, another good birdie look for Seung-Hyun Park. Again, it's a little downhill, a little slick. Got a chance. Sleeps by just a little left.
Well, Seung-Hyun, after notching her first birdie of the day, was looking for 2 birdies on consecutive holes. But she still has an opportunity to get a birdie on the last hole, where the hole looks pretty short for her distance. And Bomi Lee, the last hole, gotta drop this putt here. Make it happen? Oh my, that is so cruel. That is absolutely not right.
You know, when greens are that fast, some of the players are just kind of decelled through the stroke. They just have to keep that putter head moving.
All right, Bomi will finish 2 over par for the day, and still looking for that elusive birdie in the 42nd play of the KLPGA Championship. Jin.
Now, after watching Seung-Hyun Park's putt, let's see what Jin can do here.
Has she hit it hard enough?
Yeah, she
Again.
might have played just a little too much break there.
And I think one of the issues that I've seen watching her play is that it's not so much the stroke or the distance control, it might be the alignment.
That can be right.
Back to 18th hole, Bomi finishing at 2 over par and shaking her head. And this is one of the few times that we'll see Bomi Lee finishing with absolutely no birdies. A little elbow shake there. All right, well, back to the 15th hole. And Jin Hong quietly has got up the leaderboard at 2 under
And look at that shot there.
and given herself another good look at a birdie putt. And watching her third shot. And this is Jae-Yoon Park out of the fairway bunker.
Good swing.
Yeah, it sounded like a good contact, too.
Nice.
Well done with that distance control.
That swing actually looked more compact than her usual swing.
And I think she's done a good job keeping that score down after having some difficulty coming back to at least try to finish at 1 under or level par for the tournament. Zion Cho, she was very lucky to get that ball even in the rough. Oh, and
It's all right. She did make it over.
did make it over the bunker. It appears that she may have gone in the bunker. Not the kind of shot that we would expect out of her. Perhaps that she may have expected a flyer out of that rough.
Perhaps.
Jeongeun Lee 6. Would love to get a birdie right here to finish at even par for the day after having dismal time in the early going.
Good swing. Ooh. You know, that was a good landing point. Just didn't spin on it.
I just don't understand how that ball could have bounced that hard and gone over the green like that, especially when you see the shot that good. And
I agree. And that was from fairway too.
And I think she got robbed in that one. All right, this is the 17th hole, the par 3 hole-in-one hole.
Just a little right at the pin.
And comes up way short, and ball running away from the hole with that ridge. Jin Hong, a veteran player who played in the KLPGA and went on to LPGA Tour and has come back on the local tour and has done well. Had lost her card, but came back and has really persevered through some difficulties. Got married.
She did. She got married.
Had a son. Made her career debut on the local tour back in 2004. So she's been on the tour for over 17 years.
That is right.
Back on the 17th hole, par 3. And that's where a lot of players been ending up, in back part of the green.
Remember Julie Inkster? She was playing very competitive until her late 40s. So as long as they keep in shape, I think they can still play on the tour.
Well, I think she has set a great example for a lot of the young players coming up through the ranks.
She has.
And this is Seung-Hyun Park, teeing off with 3-wood and looking toward the left side. And she's found the bunker actually on the right side. And that shouldn't be an issue, would it?
No, not really. The lip's not that high.
What kind of shot we're looking at here, Yoon Shik, for
It's a little
Cho?
uphill. Nothing much to it, really. Just play that little up, bump and run shot. Just like that.
That's a good shot there for Cho, but
nicely judged. Just a little left.
Judged. But we'll need to make that par putt to remain at 4 under now. Daeyeon Lee. Now she's got a driver there.
She does. I like that play. She can stay a little more aggressive. And playing your last hole on a bad day matters quite a bit for your next day.
Exactly. Had a great swing there too, and I know she's kind of laughing at it, but I think
not bad.
She's probably not happy with that, but this is one of the rounds that really is a rarity in her career.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's very eager to go to practice range after the round.
All right, Jeongeun Lee 6 on the last hole. Has she done it?
Easy.
Easy. Oh, and nice.
Good chip.
Good chip shot. She'll finish at 1 over par for the first round, but I think given the fact that she's had so many issues, particularly starting off with a double bogey on a par 5, so uncharacteristic of her. Jin Choi on the 18th hole with the driver.
Okay, good looking swing.
That is an awfully narrow fairway to negotiate.
It is. And that's why a lot of the players are teeing off with 3-wood to find the wider side of the fairway.
Exactly. Chaeyoung Park. That didn't seem like a really confident stroke there.
Yeah, it's hard to stay confident and aggressive when putting greens are that fast. And some of the downhill slider putts, you just have to kind of babe it down there to get it close and just be happy with your pars.
And Jin Choi would have been happy to save a par
we've seen
putt.
a lot of those short putt missed. Lip
And how many
outs.
times have we seen that happen?
And those lip outs, you notice how they run quite a bit away distance. So they're not done until they're holding out.
Cho saved that par putt. A shot out of the lead, looking really good.
It kind of amazes me how Cho handles herself on that high pressure situations. I mean, as young as she is, she's quite a bit of a fighter, for sure.
All right, Jaehyun Park.
Oh my goodness.
And again, from that side and from that distance, we have seen so many putts.
Now that I'm thinking, Green's playing tough today. I mean, it's not, you don't see that, elite players missing that much of a short putt. I mean, you probably see that on U.S. Open, but not here in Korea.
Well, this is a major tournament, and the Lakewood Country Club certainly has rolled out a welcome mat, but the greens have just absolutely given the players fit. And Jaehyun would have loved to have finished with a par, but unfortunately she'll have a bogey putt to finish at 1 over. And Jeongeun leads 6 after starting with double bogey. Might have been a mild moral victory to be able to finish at 1 over par.
Yeah, Jaehyun Park's that bogey's leaving her a little bit of bad taste on her mouth.
All right, Ji-Sun Kang on the par 5 15th hole. Let's see what she could do here. Out of the rough. This is her third shot.
Soft.
Kind of surprising that the ball came out much shorter than she may have anticipated. But everybody is trying to keep that ball below the hole, and that's been the key to a success. We have not seen that many putts pulled out from the downside, downhill putts. Diane Lee. Love to see her finish with a birdie putt.
I do too. Okay, 132 yards.
And
You
again,
know, I don't see that nice follow through that she used to have.
yeah, she is just having some difficulty with not only mechanically with the swings, and now she's taking the swing back, but I think she is just having issues with the confidence level as well. What do you think?
That too. Yeah, that too. I'm just not seeing that lower left side getting clear through as she makes impact.
Well, she missed a lot of tee shots to the right side with drives or second shots, and when she's trying to overcompensate, she's also been pulling those shots to way left. All right, Seung-Hyun Park trying to decide which club to hit out of that fairway bunker.
I like that play. You know, when players sees the lie, they want to see the club face behind the ball to see what fits their eyes.
And it appears that she's taken a little longer club and choked down quite a bit. Ball sitting down a little bit in that fairway.
And usually a lot of the players will leave the club face a little open.
Sounded good. Oh,
Yeah, that's good play.
And I think she's done a tremendous job
Yeah, that's
in
good play.
putting a great spin on that and be able to keep that ball from running away from her. And Jin Choi. Now, does it seem like a bit of a downhill lie that she's drawn?
Just a little.
All right, coming
Okay,
up
bounce
short.
up
Oh, and she is an
and
absolute
stay.
musician, isn't she?
She is.
Knows exactly
I mean,
where
yeah, she did plan
to
that
drop that
landing
ball?
point. Exactly, and then she did predict that bounce forward. I mean, she just plays very smart.
Bomi Kwok on the 17th hole. 1 over for the day.
Okay, good swing. Looking good.
Oh,
look
and
at that.
Look at here. Will we get a hole in one? She was about 2 centimeters
she had a
from
great
getting
chance.
that K9, the beautiful sedan, for this hole in one. But she's looking at a really good birdie opportunity to go to even par for the tournament. And this is Ji-Sun Kang on a par 5.
Right to left, a little uphill. Get there.
Not enough pace there.
That was right on the track, too.
All right, Ji-Sun Kang remains at even par. Back to 17th hole for Seung-Hyun.
Look at that.
Oh, look at here. And
Hits the ball.
and hits the ball from Bomi Kwok, who almost missed the hole-in-one by a few inches. And she could have gotten and became the winner of the hole-in-one prize, the K9
So
sedan.
that ball being hit will be replaced in original position, and the ball that actually hit will play as it lies.
Exactly. But both players on this hole, we've not seen that many birdie putts coming out of 17th hole. Both of the players just quietly have made some noise
I know.
on this hole right here. And Unu Choi, I've seen those two players get within about 3 or 4 feet of the hole.
So what do you do here? Go
I
for the
think she
pin.
needs to get a hole-in-one.
Looking good. Mine's good.
And that looks pretty good too, but
Okay,
it checks up too much.
Just a little short.
And that might roll back a little bit.
I think so. Stay up.
Yeah, I don't think she'll have too difficulty in saving a par, but birdie putt might be a little bit too long, particularly having to negotiate that ridge going over.
Yes.
All right, Diane Lee. How good it'd be if Diane can hold
Make
this
this putt.
long birdie putt here to go 2 under for the day.
She's going to have to aim a little right of the cup.
It's been a long day for her.
And it's going to move a little left at the end.
A bit of a tester coming back for a par putt.
That's
Remain
right.
at 3 under for the tournament. And this is Uigyung Shin, 7 over.
Wow. What happened?
And that's not the confident stroke that we would normally expect. So the scores certainly reflect the type of stroke that she put on there. 7 over.
One of the few players who's wearing masks as they're playing.
Now, one of the directives that we have for this tournament is that all caddies must wear a mask throughout the tournament. It is optional for the players to wear a mask, and so far we've only seen one player who have just elected to wear a mask.
But it has to break.
And I think she
she
just
lit
come
it a
out
little
short. But I think Seung-Hyun Park could walk away feeling confident that she played well in the
She
last
did.
4 or 5
She did.
holes. And although she didn't have much luck, she had 2 bogeys to go along with only lone birdie. You can bet that Seung-Hyun Park will come out firing tomorrow in the second round action.
You know, the fact that she has a good ball flight, nice and high, I mean, this actually suits her game.
Absolutely,
So, you know, I
especially
won't
when
be
you have a-
surprised. Exactly. I won't be surprised if she comes out tomorrow, day after, shoots, 6, 7 under pars.
Especially that we're anticipating some rain to come, and which will soften these greens
Exactly.
a little bit, and this will definitely be beneficial for players that can hit the ball high and put a lot of spin on it. And she'll have that for par putt. Now, her playing partners just able to throw darts on that 17th hole, which has not been an easy hole to birdie. Now, Jin Choi looking for the birdie on the 18th hole.
Okay, it's going to move right like that. Okay, good putt.
Not enough pace for Jin, but
You know,
boy.
if it wasn't for that 4-putt double bogey that she made on 16, she'd be right up there with the leaders.
Absolutely. And I think she really needs to go back and look at her alignment because so many birdie putts that she missed today were
Yeah,
either an
lots
inch
of-
or two to the left or right.
Exactly. A lot of near misses.
Bomi Kwok. This is for birdie. Oh,
Okay.
you see how she
Nice.
really hit it
Barely.
so barely?
Barely touched it. So that's nice back-to-back, 16, 17 birdies.
All right, Diane. This is for par. Really need to walk away with a par and
She
some
needs
confidence.
it. She needs this. It's a must-make situation here. Come on. Nice putt.
Oh, nice.
Nice putt.
Well done. Well done for Diane.
Nice sign of relief there.
So Diane finishing 3 over par, and our playing partner Jin Choi will try to clean this up for par and to remain at 3 under for the first round action, as she has.
Okay, not bad. You know, overall, a lot of missed par putts, birdie putts, but you know, besides that double on 16, I think she did stay patient nicely.
Well, I really like the fact that Jin Choi was able to come back with a birdie after that disastrous double
Yeah,
bogey
which
on the
is
15th.
really nice bounce back.
Right. But we also saw another 4-putt out of Seung-Hyun Kim.
I know, which
It
is
was ranked in
surprising.
the top 10 in the world. And Jin Choi, another rookie.
Okay,
And
good
a
shot.
good shot on the 15th hole. And she is looking at a good chance for a birdie. She had a stellar amateur career before turning professional.
She did.
And Seung-Hyun getting another birdie. So 2 birdies out of that
Yep.
group.
Nice pair of birdies.
And Jeongeun Kim. So we're seeing a lot of players that we have not seen. And again, we mentioned that there are a total of 150 players entered into the field. And this is to allow as many of the players playing opportunities after having a long layoff.
Which is really nice.
Out of the fairway bunker on the 18th hole. And this is Na-Kyung Lee, currently 5 over. Has about 130 yards for her second shot out of the fairway.
Okay, it sounded good.
All right, get close.
Look at that.
Get
Oof.
close. And
Yeah, you know, somehow 18th green is really not deceptive. It's really hard. I mean, I see that fairway bunker shots. I don't see that much of a forward spin from the fairway bunkers. That's,
it's been very difficult for the players to negotiate the second shot, particularly given that there's a water hazard on the left and with bunkers. And as we mentioned, she has found the greenside bunker.
yeah, she's not very happy with the contact she made. Now, here's the awkward stance. 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And what do you have to watch out for here?
You just have to maintain that spine angle as long as you can.
And
Okay. I mean,
Perhaps-
not to make the things worse, she had to get it up first, what she did.
well, the water hazard on the left also with bunkers everywhere. I think she was trying to at least get that ball into area where she could at least be able to chip up.
That's right.
And that ball slides by, and not the kind of result that she was looking for. Back to 17th hole, par 3. Seung-Hyun Lee, currently 3 over for the tournament.
Okay, good looking swing, just a little right of the pin. And a little short.
Coming up quite a bit short. Was able to get on the top of the ridge, but not sure she would be happy with that result.
Probably not. See, nice hole-in-one prize there. K9, Kia.
And Jin Choi is trying to figure out what kind of club that she would like to hit. Now she's having a discussion with her caddy. Now, what are some of the things that you're looking for here? I mean, she had 2 clubs in her hand, now handed the club back to the caddy.
Well, she knows the exact yardage that she needs to play. So in that situation, it's probably like between clubs, meaning that she can go with any one of them. She just has to decide what kind of swing she needs to make to hit the yardage that she needs to hit.
All right, Jin Choi, after getting that
Okay, good looking swing there.
bogey on the
Look at that. Nice, nice.
16th hole.
Okay,
And the
that
ball
run by
released
just
a little bit, but she'll be all right. I think she'll be content with that. The ball's still rolling away with that slope.
I'll say that's good club selection.
Another beautiful look at the Lakewood Country Club, and let's take a look at the leaderboard. Sunwoo Bae with Jaeyoung Lee, Jaeyoung Kim, 2, along with Seung-Hyun at 5 under par, currently tied for the lead. And Ayun Cho lurking, a shot out of the lead. All right, we'll be back after these messages. All right, we're back to Lakewood Country Club where the 42nd KLPGA Championship is taking place. The round one action continuing on. And with few holes left for the players. And we're back on the 15th hole par 5. Heading Joe, a rookie. Love to drop a shot right here.
Good putting stroke there.
Good putting stroke, and
Nice
she has
putt.
done it.
Nice putt.
Nice putt. And rookie Heading Joe, 2 under. Done a good job. Still got 3 holes left. Eighteenth hole. Second shot. Oh, and let her
Sounded a little heavy.
a little heavy.
And sit.
And has she gone in the bunker? No.
That's not a bad position. That's actually that's good miss.
And she'll have about 20, 25 yards to the hole. And this is Seung-Hyun Lee on the 17th par 3. 3 over for the day. And this is her birdie. Had a good stroke.
Nice putt.
Just slides by and remain at the 3 over. Another view of the Lakewood Country Club. At this tournament, 42nd KLPGA Championship, playing without any gallery.
I mean, it does mean quite a bit, overcoming that COVID-19 and playing first time.
Tremendous amount of work that went into make this tournament possible. And this ball just running away. And you can see how big that green is, just absolutely huge green.
It is.
And the ball just keeps running away, and that's got to be a long, long
50-footer.
maybe longer. So after getting that birdie putt dropped on the 17th hole, nearly holing out, and Bomi Kwok. Nice smooth swing. Great control shot. Oh, and look at here.
That was good
this
play.
Could be one of the closest
Nice.
shots
It
that
is.
we have seen.
It is. Did you see how soft she swung?
Absolutely, and that was just a really good swing. And with the birdie on the 17th hole, she must have felt pretty good. All right, Jin Hong on the 17th hole.
Well, being a veteran, she knows the break, so let's see what she can do here.
And she hit it hard enough.
She did.
And she has.
Nice putt.
Beautiful birdie putt. She
Look.
makes up for that bogey, that painful bogey on the 15th hole.
Very well judged.
Dana Kim, not seen her too much lately.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good swing. She actually tried to swing up on that shot somehow.
Now Unu Choi.
Jin Choi, simple chip. There you go. Nice one.
Now I don't want to jinx her, but those are the kind of putts that a lot of players have been missing for a par putt.
I know what you mean. I'm sure most of the players have at least missed one short putt or more.
Back to 17th hole. Par 3. Ji-sun Kang.
Okay, good looking swing there. And sit down.
All right, stay right there. with the green severely sloped from right to left. I think when you pull that shot to the left side like that, it makes it even more
Yep, kind of run away.
run away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a long, long birdie chance. I wouldn't even want to call this a birdie opportunity. She'll be very happy to walk away with a par, 2-putt par to remain
I
at
would
3
think
over.
so. Okay, it's going to break hard from left to right from there. Good putt.
Look at
baby.
here!
Wow.
Birdie! My God, that was a great birdie putt.
Wow. That was great putt.
I think she may have heard me saying that she would be happy to just walk away with the two-putt par.
I think that's the longest putt of the day.
So I got to apologize to her. Giving less credit to her.
Maybe she heard you.
Her putting ability. Now Jeongeun, and look at here.
Good shot there. Nice.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Now on the bottom of the screen, if you see, it says how much they hit and how much it curved. So if you look for the numbers at the bottom, the one says how much they hit, carried, and then how much it curved from right to left or left right.
Exactly, and it's just great to see some of these rookie players showing their stuff. Just not had an opportunity to really get into a tournament condition, and as a rookie to play in their first tournament, in a major tournament at that, with some of these top caliber players, got to be nerve-wracking.
It is. It is. That's a good putt there.
All right, Bomi Kwok with the birdie, and back-to-back birdie.
3 birdies in a row.
3 birdies in a row.
Very strong finish.
Very good finish for Bomi Kwok. And Jeongeun, 7 over.
Okay, there's number 125 meters carried and 6 meters right to left. Good shot.
She is struggling for the day, but
You know, I tried, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I tried mask on and play golf. It's not that easy. You just, especially when you're walking.
let's take a look at the leaderboard once again. And Sun-woo Bae, along with Jae-young Kim 2, and Seung-Hyun, tied for the lead at 5 under, and Lan Hong once again at Jin Choi at one time was 4 under. Had a 4-putt disaster on the 15th hole, but came back with a birdie on the 16th hole to finish at 3 under par. Could have been even lower than that, but just missed so many birdie putts for the day. And Jin Joo-hong, 2 under par with the 18th hole remaining.
That's great showing from Jin Joo-hong.
But once again, under this condition, with the greens being so hard and the greens being so fast, we're still seeing a lot of low scores.
We do.
And I think it really speaks volume in terms of the caliber of the players and the way that they're able to really sustain their patience. And patience is really the key assets that you need. And Jeongeun pushed that shot, that putt to the right. And she might be the only player that we've actually seen wearing masks playing.
I think so.
And again, we mentioned that all caddies are required to wear
Mask.
mask throughout the whole round, no exceptions. It's a birdie putt.
Okay, again, it's
A
going to
rookie,
be slick
Young
down the
and
hill. If anything, ball's going to move left to right.
Oh. I think she did a great job by keeping that ball on the left side.
I do too. That was a good putt. Just
That
didn't
was
break
just a
on
good
her.
putt. Just didn't fall, but Let's go to the 15th hole. 4-shot for Dana Kim, currently at 2 over par.
Sit.
And she'll have a very tantalizing
Par
par
putt.
putt, about a 7 or 8 footer. All right, this is Lee Kyung-shin. Got to save this par. All right, good par. Just walk away with the par in this hole. Had to be a bit disappointing. All right, back to the 18th hole.
Even media crews are wearing masks that I can see.
And I think there's been no exceptions been made for even the TV crew.
Right.
All right, Good Young-an, 2 over. Second shot. And that's a solid swing and a good result on a hole that has really given fits to a lot of the players.
Yes.
And the players teed off at 6:20 this morning, the first group going off. It's been a long day for a lot of the players and really a long day for the people that have been doing the production.
I mean, the size of the field, they have to start early and then, play till dark.
Jin Hong.
Spin. Come on, sit.
Now, I'm not going to say anything here because I remember saying that they'll be lucky to walk away with a two-putt par. Jin Hong.
I mean, she knew there was a slope going down after the middle part of the green, but still had to play a little long.
That was just an amazing birdie putt.
That was, wasn't it?
And Seung-Hyun Lee out of the rough, going over the water hazard and the bunker, discussing exactly where to really land that ball to allow for some roll.
Okay, Seung actually hits the long way. Sit. That, yeah,
Wow.
that's again too much carry there.
Again, that ball running away from her, and she just can't figure out why the ball went so far and ran away from her.
I mean, that's where caddies come in to emphasize where landing point has to be. And player has to, negotiate with caddies to decide whether or not they're going to pick the numbers they want to carry.
Exactly. And Seung-Hyun Lee, who's known for her silky putting stroke, but ran that ball by really fast. And we're seeing the newspaper article by Sports Nippon and featuring none other than Bomi Lee, who is immensely popular in Japan and is showing that the Korean Ladies Tour is able to overcome the COVID-19 through the KLPGA Championship play. And this certainly shows how popular she is, that they have selected her, and she appeals to many, many fans. She has a tremendous number of fans that they have in Japan. And let's take a look at some of the early round highlight action on the 17th hole. This was Hyungyong Park on a par 3. And
nice
drops it
putt.
in nicely.
A little bit of funny reaction there. I don't think she thought she made it after she hit the putt.
Well, from that distance, I don't think we've seen anybody really drop a putt there. And it was the Sunwoo Bae, the current leader, tied with 2 other, Jaeyoung Kim and Seung-Hyun. Sunwoo, who now plays on the JLPGA Tour after having a great career on the KLPGA Tour. Sunwoo
A little slider.
Oh my.
Nice putt.
And that was great judgment of the break.
That ball just hit a little marker in the front.
Oh, I'm sure she's very happy to get that birdie. And Jae-young Kim, another leader, current leader, along with two other players, and
Look at that putt. Nice.
well judged distance, but also her alignment was just absolutely perfect. Playing along with Lan Hong, a veteran. 6 birdies with 2 bogeys at the time. And again, we'll have another look at Jae-young Kim, par 5, 7th hole. And
Nice
she's
play
just
there.
absolutely stuck that shot there
Wow.
and took the slope and a tap-in birdie to go 5 under.
Very impressive.
Very impressive. She's really not that big, but boy, she packs a lot of power.
She does. That I agree.
Hyungyang Park.
Again,
And
uphill,
birdie putt
left to right.
here. Oh,
Nice
and
putt.
done nicely. Hyungyang Park was a rookie on the KLPGA Tour last year. And comes up just a bit short on that putt. And Yulin Huang finished at 4 under par for the day. Now Jin Choi, the defending champion of the KLPGA Championship. Boy, at this time, she was just rolling along and starting off with a birdie on the first hole and another birdie on the 6th. She moved on to 7th hole on a par 5, and watch this.
Second shot on par 5. Took a good swing at it.
And whew,
Nice.
nicely done. And it went by the pin by about 15, 20 feet. And look at here. Oh,
Nice.
nice eagle putt.
That,
So all of a sudden, she was 4 under, only shot out of the lead. Ayan Cho, she made her move, starting with a birdie right here, and continued on and finished at 4 under par for the day. She, along with Jin Choi, had a lot of good look at birdie putts, and this is one of the beautiful shot that she pulled off today.
look at the spin. Wow.
Very sharp with her iron game, as she has done, and one of the reasons why she won the Rookie of the Year award last year on the KLPGA Tour. Another look.
And she follows up with this one.
Yes, she did. She also got a birdie on the 16th hole, but this is the veteran Seung-Hyun who got a birdie to go 3 under par for the tournament, but now we'll have a look here. Hits that ball really high.
She does.
And lands it so soft. Another tap-in birdie. Back-to-back birdie for Ayan Cho. And we'll go back to par 5, 15th hole. Now, this is for bogey.
Oh.
Misses this.
Yeah, that was surprising 4 putt from Jin Choi.
So this is about as rare as maybe seeing an albatross from some players. We will not, probably will not see another 4-putt par on a par 5 for double bogey out of Jin.
That's right.
And this was Seung-Hyun, hailing from Jeju Island. Had that birdie putt on the 9th hole. Could have finished a 6 under to finish in a sole position of the lead, but will be tied with Sunwoo Bae and Jaeyoung Kim too. So she'll be the overnight leader along with 2 other players. And finally, that was the birdie putt for Seung-Hyun Park. And Jin Choi cleaned this up for a par. And a nice par putt. Got to be happy with that result. 6 birdies to go along with 2 bogeys. Getting that little hug from her caddy. And Jin Choi.
Yeah, even with that 4 putt, she's still not out of it.
Defending champion, showing why she has won 5 times last year on the KLPGA Tour, showing that mental toughness even after a 4-putt double bogey, was able to come back with a birdie. All right, this is Seung-Hyun.
Look at that long
putt.
putt.
Look at here. All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard once again. The final times, the round 1 action almost complete. Sunwoo Bae, along with Jaeyoung Kim 2 and rookie Seung-Hyun, tie for the lead at 567, with the Rookie of the Year award winner from last year in KLPGA, Jin Choi, at 4 under. A lot of players all chasing the leader overnight, and Jin Choi, 3 under par 69 under very trying conditions on the green. And Jin Hong, the veteran Jin Hong, made her career debut on 2004. Well, all right, and that'll be the end of the round 1 action from the Lakewood Country Club. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure to come back and join us tomorrow as we bring you exciting 42nd KLPGA Championship Round 2 action tomorrow. Until then, so long, everybody.